Episode 5, Faded Talk, Real Spill, Solution Over Excuses.
You want to introduce yourself? That's Ace. I'm Hazel. And
I'm Ladesha.
What's the drink of the day?
Pineapple Express. It has Don Julio, club soda, pineapple mango, and peach snaps.
Okay. Sound good.
Faded talk, real speed. Pour up a drink, say what you feel. Free game for sale, TF for real. We talking money, you hungry, so let's go chase a meal. This a talk show with a different attitude. What's the drink of the day? I'm trying to get loose. Special guest live performance.
okay, so today we might have somebody squeeze in here, but we don't know yet. We are discussing what are we learning as a culture we need to unlearn as a culture. I'm just hopping to it and say basically my intake on that. I think our culture is learning that toxicity is popularity in any type of situationship, a friendship, a relationship. Just people have embraced being toxic, and I think we need to unlearn and go back into what love really looks like, what pureness really looks like. Because toxic behavior, it don't get you nowhere. So, but a lot of people have embraced being toxic. It's the new.
It's normalized,
Yeah.
really. Right.
The new go-to.
I don't even want none of that energy around me, cause I mean it's like a to me it's a character defect, and meaning like you got to do some soul searching and find yourself. You know what I mean? Before you can engage in trying to love somebody else. Otherwise, it's just gonna be chaotic. It's gonna be violent all the time, and don't nobody want to go through that. Don't nobody want to be hurt, then be loved, then be hurt, and then be loved. Cause
Some
that
people
ain't real
like that.
love.
Some people like
It's
that.
called-
They
it's-
love it.
It's toxic.
It turns them on. Like, some, especially with women, they love a man to be aggressive, but not too aggressive. So when you get the paws put on you, then you just wonder, like, you push them into it. So now it's happening. You're confused. But men like it too, though. They like a woman who's turned up and cussing you out and where you at. People like that.
Oh, okay, come on, bro, come on in. Our special guest, he showed up a little late, but he's smooth though. We're gonna let him introduce himself. Just well. You can go and introduce yourself, man.
Okay, my name is Calmees Wilson. I'm a barber. I'm a youth coordinator at Four Rivers. I deal with mental health. I'm all over the place. I mean, you can check me out on my socials. My Instagram is OGXMobXMeese. Snapchat is at Meese1302. Facebook, you can look me up by my whole name. It's just a little bit about me.
That was the most proper introduction I had.
I like that. I like the bow tie too, man. You know what I'm saying? It's I like that. Yeah, that's the vibes right there, man. I like that.
For sure.
So we already started it off. She mentioned like right now we just talking about just toxic relationships and just how like it's being normalized and it's just it's like it's cool.
Is morally so what you feel is in our culture that we are learning now that we need to either severely change or unlearn it? And I got into the subject of people are getting more in tune with toxic behavior because some people are turned on by it and it is appealing to the eye with that mindset. And that's what's trending. That's what's known. Like, women want a toxic man. They want him to blow their phone up just like a man. They want come find me in the club and try to fight everybody. People like that. And people are finding it to be normalized. And I think that's something we definitely need to unlearn.
Yeah, unlearn that and just shift it. So, like, we just focusing on, like, shifting culture. So, what would you think it'd be the process of doing that? Like, what would be a great first step to take?
Okay, I mean, well, first off, I'd like to start off by the reason and why I feel like that's even a thing. I mean, it all goes back to the culture, the hip hop culture. I feel like pushes that a lot, pushes that narrative that, you know what I'm saying, toxicity is okay. Toxicity is what you want to see. So, you know, I mean, I think from that perspective, not bashing anything with hip hop culture because I love it. I mean,
Yeah, we all do.
That's, you know, that's ingrained in the nation at large. But I feel like that for us to take steps toward getting away from the toxicity, you have to. It starts with the youth, with the kids. You have to teach them how to unlearn those patterns and those behaviors from. I mean, of course, it's gonna start with the parents. It's gonna start in the house. You know, that's the biggest thing. Like, you know, if they see their mom going back and forth with this same guy over a 7-10 year period, and it's nothing but toxicity, fighting, arguing. Yeah, it becomes normal to the youth. Yeah. You know, and then they look at it from the perspective of this is how a relationship is supposed to be. You know, but once you try to help them relearn that and show them that toxicity doesn't mean love, because I think that's what's getting confused. Is toxicity equals love.
I want you to be crazy, but no, I don't want you to be crazy about
yeah.
I don't want you to be crazy
It's
about
nothing.
But Dash,
Yes.
what you think? Like, what you think it would be a great first step in the changing, like unlearning that toxic behavior.
Toxicity. I like
Toxic
that.
behavior.
It starts with us. Like, we have to take the steps to do it. Like, show it to our children. And I feel like a lot of times we try to hide stuff from them to protect them and not show them certain things. But I feel like also in the same breath, they need to see certain things. They need to know certain things so they know what to look for, what to avoid, you know, and what's right and what's wrong. Because if you keep covering stuff up, then how are they going to know? You know what I mean? So I think it starts with us, you know, doing those type of things.
It do. I think it kind of fall in a play where, you know, just kind of how like black males, not black men, black males, like, you know, sisters with, you know, like prostitute tendencies, that has prostitute tendencies. It starts there, you know, and it's with us first. Like, I feel like it's with us first as black males. Like, we have to change the mindset. It's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with us being adults and, you know, having sexual intercourse with women, but at the same time, like, don't glorify the toxic behavior by going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, she doing this, she acting a certain way, so shit, I might as well pay for it. But then when she fall for you, then what? What y'all think?
I mean, it's hard to me to, you know, it's hard to me to elaborate on things that I'm not familiar with. So, but nowadays, the women who are into prostitution activities, which I would consider like OnlyFans, people go hate me for that because people are like, OnlyFans is just. I feel like if you have sexual content on OnlyFans, you are giving prostitution. You're selling your body for people to look at. That's prostitution.
Yeah,
but people are like, I make this amount of money in a week. That's fine. You're a rich prostitute. At the end of the day,
it's the gate. It's the gateway to selling some pussy.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Definitely.
You can do it without having a pimp. Basically, is what's going on.
Definitely. I mean, but you also, man, even within that realm, they do have the cyber pimps. That's something that I was kind of listening to not too long ago that I started hearing about. That was crazy. Is like, you know, these guys that come along that's like, let me manage your OnlyFans. Let me manage your dates. Yeah, they definitely.
That's indulgent in shit being toxic though.
Yeah.
Like you glorified it.
So
pretty
you
much.
have a virtual pimp.
A virtual pimp.
Wow.
A virtual pimp is crazy, but it definitely is a thing. I was shocked when I seen it. I was like, I mean, but you know, everything for a long time has been behind screens. It ain't never. It's not like it used to be where you see them just out walking around and you can spot one. It's more like, you know,
everything's on it's on display now.
Yeah.
You know, how you had to wait a certain time to, you know, watch certain things on TV. You know, like, you ain't got to do that now. It's just it's just on there.
It's everywhere.
It's just on there.
Yeah, it's right in front of your face.
Like, you know, like I hate to say this, you know, ain't no shade to him, but it's just like, you know, you got the Love and Hip Hop, the Bad Girls Club, the Basketball Wives,
Yeah.
and all this is glorifying that.
Yeah, definitely.
But still saying like, I want a husband or I want a wife.
Right.
That's
It make
impossible.
it's contradicting.
It's
you
impossible.
can't have both.
Yeah, you can't
have
have
both.
Yeah,
lifestyles.
like, you know, and so I mean, like, so what? Nobody really gave me an answer on that. So what would be the process in
So here you go
changing
with that
that?
again.
What would be the process of changing? I mean, at this point,
Better in the situation.
at this
Well, we need
point,
to learn.
yeah, better in this situation. I think. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if it's possible. In my opinion, I don't
Right.
know if it's possible, especially from the standpoint of the way that, because right now, especially like in the rap game, right, the hottest acts are the women right now. You know what I'm saying? Like Sexy Red, you know, Nicki is still popping. You know what I'm saying? Like all like those.
What's your problem with Sexy Red, man?
Yeah.
I don't have her. I just knew you was about to say that.
I mean, she
I
hot
don't-
right now though.
I mean,
it's not saying that I just indulge
I'm
or
just
I
more
like.
of
right.
a lyrical person.
Yeah,
so
me
that's
too.
why I don't.
Me too.
That's why I
Me
don't
too.
connect with her. It's not that I have nothing against her, or I'm just like bashing her. I
Do
just
she fit in that? Do she fit in that
most
category?
definitely. You know she does.
Oh, I'm asking the real question. Do you think she fit in that category?
Of toxic behavior?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
She got a song called "Fuck My Baby Daddy."
Yeah.
What does that scream?
It does scream toxicity, and I don't know if it's like I said, I don't know if it's possible to change. Like I think certain things are irreversible once you kind of set it in play.
They need to get rid of
You think
social
it's
media.
all the way?
I mean, not saying that it's all the way irreversible,
I
but
feel like
it's
when they-
almost, to me, I just feel like that the line of what's going on right now has just made it openly accessible to be that, you know, at large in especially in the United States. It just makes it openly accessible, openly okay to do that. And so when you open that Pandora's box, it's kind of like, what are you going to get after that? Like, you know,
Right.
even the females that haven't been rapping like that for most of their career, you start to see them make songs like that,
Yeah.
singles like that.
Yeah.
And you know, once that starts to happen, I don't know if it's
I mean, because
reversible.
women who don't rap like that, they're overlooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know what I'm saying?
it's hard to portray out to the community like we want positive change, but we don't show positivity. We only show bullshit.
Yep.
Right.
Things like the Shade Room, Gossip City. I mean, I ain't gonna lie or cap. I follow those pages.
Mm-hmm.
I keep up with what's going on in entertainment life. But at the same time, I'm an adult and I know right from wrong. But if you got people early 20s and teenagers, this is all they know. That's all they're
Right.
going to portray because
Yeah.
they don't know what's right. Because nowadays, I didn't see a 35-year-old grandmother. I didn't think that was possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how are you a grandmother? You're the same age as me.
What I mean, what the toxic behavior, it kind of falls into play right along with you know, just like the younger females being okay, you know, with dudes who they consider, you know, got the bag, got the money. You know what I mean? Like he can control them and like he can have narcissistic behavior, and it's just like, okay, it's like that's his form of love. Like they gonna say like that's his love language. To me, honestly, I think it's just an excuse for you to just still get your way and get your bills paid, and you cool with somebody just dogging you. That's toxic.
And it's not even about, because he could be the sweetest guy and treat her well. Women will, if it's money involved, certain women will overlook how they physically attracted, how they are physically attracted to somebody just because they have a bag. Like, you know,
most definitely.
you can see, and men too, you can see somebody and you can be like, I understand like personality goes a long way, but come on with the bullshit. Like, you know, in a million years, if this man had had this bag, you would
Yeah.
not be here.
Yeah.
Vice
Right.
versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily most. I wouldn't say most at all, but I would say a lot of women that I have ran into in my lifetime, they don't care about really too much what you look like. It's more what you can provide or what you have.
Yeah.
So if you have the ability to do the things that they see on social media that they want, they gonna go for that. If you got the money to take them on this trip to Miami, why wouldn't they mess with you? You know, it's almost like give me a reason why I shouldn't, rather than everything, all the red flags that you see in front of you. I'd rather have the money and the red flags than have somebody that's broke. I mean, that's
They
Or they
don't
got
care.
the sugar daddy, and nowadays they giving the daddy the sugar.
That's
Back
a-
in the day,
I feel
my
like that's-
aunts and
Fact.
you
It's
know
trophy.
older
That's a
cousins who had
fact.
sugar daddies, Papa wasn't getting no sugar.
Listen
People
though,
get time, you know,
I'm glad
maybe
you
That's a
a
fact.
little
said
fondle,
that.
but
I'm
now
glad
these
you
girls
said
hopping
that.
on
That's a
these
fact.
old
That's a
men.
hit.
I'm glad you said that because
that's a hit right
now
there. That's
though,
good.
now they
Yeah.
want they want that
That's a hit.
sugar though. Then
Yeah.
they want that sugar now. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Papa
it's
ain't
fu-
going no more.
It's funny you say that because somebody was on Snap the other day and they was just talking about like they don't want to work no more and you know what I mean. They pretty much want somebody to sponsor their life.
That's
so look,
crazy.
so look, check this out. Though. I say, yeah, it's fucked up. We all feel that way. Everybody that's working and grinding and hustling, like we all feel that way. Like everybody want to just. You know, millions of dollars just fall out the sky
air.
and then everything be all right.
Yeah,
financially though.
Financially,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But mentally, how you gonna be? You know what I mean? Because look, the trick, once he fly you out, he might act like he don't want nothing, but he wants something. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So she say, shh, somebody flew me out and they ain't asked for nothing and they ain't get nothing. Oh, he wanted something.
Of
He
course.
got it.
He wanted something. You just telling me, shh.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
you telling me that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
That's ridiculous. I mean, I think that it's ridiculous thinking to even feel like that you shouldn't have to work for something. That's just my opinion.
I'm complaining about work,
Yeah.
but I gotta have my own.
Yeah, like if I feel like that.
I'm gonna go to work.
I feel like that if you want something out of life, you know, everybody knows that you have to work for it in some type of way. But when you expect somebody else to, you delusional if you expect somebody else to sponsor or take care of your lifestyle. That's
a lot of
that's
delusional
delusion.
people.
Yeah, that's delusion to me. I feel like it's delusion. I don't know if it's I mean, but I guess if certain guys are willing to go for it, then they just willing to go for it. And if a female finds that guy that'll do it, then
well, I mean, like, you know, the guys just gotta start being like, cause everything they do is weird or sassy. So like, shit, me paying bills is sassy.
hey, in
Like,
this
shit,
culture,
I ain't gonna pay that phone
That
bill
you
no
like
more.
sassy.
I
Or,
feel you.
I'm just saying.
I'm feeling
Ain't
you.
no bills, ain't no.
I'm
sex.
feeling you.
I'm just saying, it's weird or
Yeah.
sassy. That's what they call men now when they don't want to do something.
Seriously, I feel you. It's
Or they feel
everything-
like it's you doing
everything
something
is sassy
different
now.
outside. It's not
I do
manly.
hear
It's
that
no
a lot.
longer
I
manly.
do hear that a lot.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Everything
So-
is emotional whenever you, say for instance, from what I've heard recently from a lot of women, I work with all women. I be around nothing but women all the time. I hear stuff like, the most ridiculous thing I've heard is that most women, when they post pictures, they don't expect for a man to
Come on, man.
like get on there and actually comment on it.
Come on now.
They're okay with they think they deem that as weird for a man to do that, but if a woman comments on it, it's okay. I don't understand it. I don't get that. Like, from what perspective is that like coming from? Like, are you know? I mean, of course, it's more openly accepted to be gay, homosexual now or whatever. But like at that point, what are you doing it for? Like, what is the reason for you posting the picture? Is it because you're trying to attract men, or is it trying to attract women, or is it, you know, like, where do you draw the line at? Like, what's about having it your way, or rather not having it your way, but rather just trying to be, how do you say, like have females accept you? Or is it about male acceptance or female acceptance? Like,
It's about accepting yourself first, bro. Like, if a person don't learn how to love they self and learn how to be with they self, then they can't love somebody else. So now they just focused on the materialistic things because they don't have no characteristics within they self. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So that's the disconnect.
the disconnect. That's the biggest disconnect. I just don't. I'm confused on the thinking, because it's like I'm trying to explain it in words that make sense without using other words, but it's like,
Oh, just say
it
how
just-
you
yeah,
how
it
you
ju-
have
it
to
just
say
don't-
how you feel.
yeah,
bro.
it just doesn't. It doesn't compute with me. You know,
Yeah.
like like a lot of the women that I've ran into their frame of mind. You know what I'm saying? Like where they expect that they should be in life right now compared to what the work that they've put in. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like
hard because it's almost like, you know, like the grandmas and the grandpas, like they want to be the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds now. So
crazy.
Like Granny ain't that at home watching the kids, reading books to the kids.
She wanna
you
be
know,
out. She wanna
She
be
wanna
out.
be out.
You know, you know,
outside.
you know, applying pressure mentally to them. You know what I mean? So they not grooming them to be, you know, young women, and then the grandpas ain't grooming them to be young men.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's okay. It's like the grandpa, he want to be in the club with Lil Ray Ray. That's 20. Grandpa 50. You know what I'm saying? He in there listening to Pooh Shiesty. You're 50. Bro.
Yeah,
You should
like,
be listening to Ron Isley.
yeah,
bro.
yeah. You know, either what you grew up on or what's more age appropriate, bro. Like, you know, I do leave all of that to the dudes that's younger than me. Like, you know, of course I listen to all the
Yeah,
music.
listen, bro, if you're in the club or if you're at a setting where they're playing that type of music, it's okay to like vibe, but to really like listen to it and then try to
Your everyday
react it.
lifestyle,
Like
yeah.
people are listening to this and reenacting it.
Crazy. It's ridiculous. I mean, but you know, like I said earlier,
It's tough.
it's what we see in the hip hop culture, what we see in our face constantly.
And it
you
starts
know,
at home because
You
a
think
lot
it's
of parents
dead?
don't.
You think I gotta bring this up. Listen, I gotta bring this up.
that's a tough question.
The black love, is it dead or not?
I don't think it's dead. I honestly don't think it's dead. I think that we have the ability to show love when we want to.
Right.
It's just, you know, that it's more appealing. It's more appealing to be every man for themselves. In the culture that we in, it's more appealing for you to be, you know, I'm with the gang and fuck everybody else type of, you know what I'm saying, type of thinking. It's more appealing to be like that, you know, especially to the consumers. So like,
That younger generation.
yeah, and the younger generation is the consumers. So like, I think that's more of what you seeing, more of what's out there, not speaking toward, because it's other people that's in the community that show all love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's other people in bigger cities that show nothing but love. You know, it's just
They stay away from the drama though.
Yeah.
Like that's just like it's still some grandmas out there that can still teach you a thing or two just as well as grandpas. But
Yeah.
guess what? They in the crib.
Yeah.
They don't want to be nowhere near it because it's like they scared of their own people.
and what we see is the propaganda. That's what we see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if the propaganda is being pushed in your face relative to what's really happening when you in the community, only thing that you're gonna see is the propaganda. Only thing you're gonna see is the
We gotta
worst of
push
the
it.
worst.
We gotta push a different narrative.
Yeah,
You know
definitely,
what I'm saying?
definitely.
That's why it started with music.
Yeah, it do start
And
with
it's-
music.
You know, because I know when I was younger, I wasn't allowed to listen to certain type of music.
yeah.
If you know, I had one parent who was a little bit lenient, but another was, you know, if you, one curse word, turn it off, or you just listen like what they saying. You don't need to be listening to that, even though I feel like I'm a teenager, so I should be able to listen to it. But now you got 3-4-year-olds in daycare singing, "Y'all sexy red."
I swear.
Y'all sexy red.
Yeah, that's
And it's crazy. It's like, how do
crazy.
you know this? I don't even know the song, and I'm a grown ass adult, but I got little people around me that like, how do you shouldn't even know.
Hey, seeing
you
that
know
is
what you're
crazy.
saying?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel you.
Seeing
I
that is
definitely
crazy.
feel you. So what you think today, so far as just like, what would be a great start to show that, you know, black love still exists?
I don't know.
I know. I'm saying what you think.
What do you
It's what you
mean?
think. It's like you don't have to have. It's not a correct answer to it.
No, not at all.
Black love still exists?
Yeah, like for you to be like, damn, this still exists. Like, what do you think that we would have to start doing or start seeing more of?
People like a couple or like
Yeah.
work together
Yeah.
instead of like, okay, you know how when someone separates and everybody just want to keep tearing them apart.
Yeah.
Instead, they can both change, build together, work together. Both of them make changes, you know, and be able to do that instead of just having people in your ear go your separate ways or whatever. You can start there if y'all both willing to make the changes
Right.
and show that you love each other. You really want to be with each other.
Black love will come back when social media goes away.
Social media is
Yeah.
never gonna go away though. So
Social media is here to stay.
listen,
It's here to stay.
But that's what you see these fake relationships. You know, oh, they look so happy, and behind closed doors they beating each other.
Like, you know, social media ain't gonna go away.
ain't
You
like
can wait
social-
for
it ain't.
that one day
And
for
then, like,
you
when
out.
you get into it with your
Social
significant
media is
other,
here.
you get a lot of people who get on
It's here.
social on Facebook and they just got into it with that's something between y'all. We didn't have that back in the day, so it's easy to have black love because what we went through in the home. And I was always told what happens in my house, stay in my house. I couldn't leave my mom's house and go tell her business.
But black,
You
you know,
know?
black love was great when it was great soul music, great neo music, you know, R&B. You know, I feel like, man, you know, when R. Kelly left, it just died down. You know what I'm saying? It just died down.
I mean,
I'm
maybe,
just
maybe,
saying.
maybe just
I
the
could've
baby
said like-
making music. I don't think that I think that from a perspective
He
of,
didn't make just only baby making music.
I mean, what else do you call it?
No, he made a
made
lot of
music.
baby making music, but how you think you got here?
I mean,
You
of
think
course.
you got her off rap or
No,
or
no.
R&B?
Of course, I was born in '91, so it's like a thing where I imagine that's what was
Right.
going on in the background.
Yeah,
But
it probably, and they was really, despite if they still together today or not, then it was really like love. You know what I'm saying? Like the vibe was different. Now it's whew,
People just
man,
fuck
it's every man and woman for themselves.
yeah, I don't necessarily think that that's all the way the case for me or
Yeah.
from my view. I think it's more of what's getting, like I said before, what's getting propagated, what you see. I think the same thing was going on in the 90s or the 80s or even the 70s. It was just not televised the way it
Exactly.
is.
It's the microwave era too, though. You got to
Yeah,
think about that.
yeah.
So like everybody want everything instant
Right now, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of like grinding for the money. Oh shit! If he gonna trick, then shit, I'm gonna fuck with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how.
Yeah, it is. It, like you said earlier, it's openly accepted to be a prostitute at this point. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. I don't know why you want to do that to yourself and to your
They in the
legacy.
bag, that's what they say.
I mean,
in the
but
bag.
at what point is everything about money?
So them type of
Yeah,
women,
you know what I'm saying? Like
That's
So them type of
that's something to
women-
think about.
it's everything about money though.
That's something to think about.
Like I mean, like to them type of woman, of course. But I'm saying,
But to the world, period, the world revolves around money.
yeah, too.
That's what moves most of everybody.
Yeah, you
It's
right.
money.
You right. I mean,
So if I don't have the proper understanding to go out and build myself to be someone of a certain persona, this is the easy way. All I gotta do is shake my ass and show my coochie,
So,
and I
but how
can
do you-
get $300
how do
in 5 minutes. They're gonna go that route.
So how do you lead if you ain't? Do you lead with money or do you lead with just
You
know,
lead with a
who you
structured
are?
mindset.
Who you are?
yeah, you
You don't have to have money to establish something.
It depends on who you teaching, who you trying to reach. Because if you trying to reach young people,
Definitely
then
gotta lead with money.
Then you gonna have to show them exactly what they want to see,
Yeah.
so
You
that
gotta have the
they
ice
will
on.
listen to you.
You gotta have the
You know what I'm
ice
saying?
on, the
Yeah.
Hellcats.
You gotta
know what I'm
have.
saying?
You
The
gotta
track
have.
And
house.
them be the broke ones.
You gotta have.
No, the
Most
ones
of
I
the
know, they ain't
time
broke.
be-
They
That's
rich.
what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know nobody with a Hellcat that's
They
broke.
rich. I ain't gonna
There's
even
a
hold
lot
you.
of people that rent Hellcats and all type of stuff,
Yeah,
or
but
they
I
got
ain't
somebody,
talking
a
about-
female that was dumb enough to get it. It's a lot of men who portray and look
That's
like
the
they come
instant
up
gratification,
for
though.
money
Yeah.
and
That's
don't
the-
have shit.
That's
Yeah.
the instant gratification.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
what you would consider instant gratification. The
But
ones
I'm-
that's playing like that.
That's why
But-
that's why I just said. I said a lot of them who got that shit don't really be having no emotion for real. They trying to keep up to make it look
it's
like
really
they
a lot
have
that
that
do
type
though.
of, you know.
Yeah.
I understand that.
But they not the ones that's giving
But
the
really,
advice
the ones that really got it, they don't have to do too much. You don't have to do too much because it's gonna reflect off you anyway, how you carry yourself.
I mean, but I also look at it like the ones that you're talking about, the ones that's faking it, the ones that don't really have it like that. They not out here trying to give advice either.
No,
You know what I'm
hell no.
saying? Like the one, in the people that really do have it to some extent, or have some type of career that they're pushing toward, or something that they've accomplished in their life, is the only people that's trying to go back and give some type of lesson, some type of knowledge to somebody that's younger than them.
But then
You
got
got to meet
who know
people
the
where they
game.
at. You got to meet people where they at.
Yeah,
though,
you
too.
definitely got to meet people.
Because it's like, yeah, I can show it with Ice On and Jules. I mean, you know, Ice On and pull up in the, you know, the Flyers whip, and then shit, they might be looking at me like, shit, you already had this money. Like I ain't see your struggle.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I'm saying? So it could be flipped too.
You
The same way as it could be
gotta be relatable.
it could be looked at as like, damn, he got money, I gotta listen to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
it's people who gatekeep a lot too. Like they
True.
know the code, they
True.
know how to get you out there, they know what to do, and the perfect advice, and they gonna keep it because they don't want you to overstep some shit they got going on, make you look, you know, better than what this. And it comes within our culture. It's like why we can't all just why
I mean,
we
I
all
think you
can't
should
eat,
take
like,
pride
why
in
we
that.
all can't, you know,
Yeah.
I
come
think
together.
you should take pride in that. It's
Pride
kind
in
of
what?
like pride in like giving the game away.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's kind of like
I thought you meant gatekeeping. I'm like,
Nah. It's kind of like, you know, you showing. It's like, you know, you got a homeboy or something. I got a homeboy, and then I show my homeboy how to draw, and I just knew how to do the basics of drawing. But then he took it to the next level. Like now everything he drawing is exclusive, and he getting paid for it. You gotta like kind of like glorify stuff like that, like, and not be like, oh, I showed him how to do that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just be like, nah, he winning. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of him.
Yeah, I definitely have, from my perspective of what I do, like from being a barber, well, stylist, cotton tie, whatever you want to call it. I done helped a lot of people, like, you know, like get into school, like just sitting down and just talking to them and telling them that it's money in it, it's money, it's possible to make a carve out a living doing it. You just have to market yourself a certain way. You have to
Takes
put
a
yourself out
foundation,
there.
building
Yeah,
a foundation.
yeah, you know, you got to really put forth an effort, you know, but. And I do pride myself in helping other people that are younger than me, rather than, you know, gatekeeping or keeping something a secret to say, oh, I'm better than you, or I got more money than you do, or, you know, any of those things. I feel like it's not fruitful for yourself, and it's not fruitful with anybody else. My opinion.
I agree.
And then if you're a certain person who don't have something that'll get you on or out there, invest into somebody who you know does it. You know, if I say I fuck with you and I got this amount of money put up or whatever the case may be, if I fuck with you, I'm like, damn, you can sing, but you don't have a way to get yourself out there. I'm gonna invest in you because I mean that nourishes both of y'all.
You're in the way. A lot of people like being in the way though. No, for
But
real.
not everybody does. That's one thing we need to unlearn. Just
What? Unlearn what?
you said being in the way.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to be in the way. Like, okay, I can have the money, right? I can have all the resources, and you can have the talent. Instead of me having to sit down with you and then us getting an understanding for me to be able to help you go to the next level. Like, the person that's got the resources normally just be like, just sit back and pretty much just like laugh at it. Like, man, he got talent, man, but he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, hey, you know, we need to have a sit down, man, and, you know, I can show you the proper way to do this.
Because a lot of people look at it as they getting, you know, finessed or used.
Go back to the money
Yeah.
thing, like,
Yeah.
to a certain extent.
Instant
Everything's about
gratification.
money. Everything's about money. It's just instant gratification. What is my return going to be for helping you?
Yeah.
It's always
Basically, that's
a
how they
tit
gonna
for
look
tat.
at
Like,
it.
what can I get if I give?
Yeah, and I've definitely from experience. I mean, you can't save everybody anyway.
Hell
So
no.
like, if you make a decision to,
I don't try to.
yeah, if you make a decision to put somebody on per se, or take somebody under your wing, or make them your understudy or something like that, you got to understand that everybody's not going. You can lead the horse to water, you can't make them drink. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They're
you
not
can
gonna
bring
be
them
just
right
like
there, and you can show them everything that you got in the way that you did it. They not gonna take the information the same way that you're trying to output the information. So, you know, I've had young dudes that I've tried to talk to and try to put life into, and they rather will go the other way.
Yeah, because they don't want to listen to you. They
Yeah.
want to listen to a street nigga.
Yeah.
They feel like you can't tell them nothing.
Yeah.
They want to listen to who they really glorify.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to listen to you, and you might have been a street dude.
Exactly.
And they don't want to listen to it because
Exactly.
it's like, you ain't showing me that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You
Exactly.
ain't, when I'm around you, you ain't talking to 10 different females.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't saying you gonna put me on.
Yeah.
Like, you on this conscious shit. I ain't trying to hear that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've told him, like, I've sit down and had that conversation with him, like, yeah, I used to do those things. I used to be in that position. You know, like, it didn't get me anywhere except for jail and, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth with people, into it with people, beefing, whatever you want to call it. That's all that it earned me. It didn't earn me anything but pain and suffering. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like trying to show them, like, you don't even have to cut her up and say, bro, you can sell water. You can sell T-shirts or something. Like, you could sell anything. You could make a business out of anything. You know, but it's all about what you're willing to put into it. And, you know, like you said before, instant gratification. It's not so much about the work
That's
that
really
I'm
what
gonna put in.
Instagram
Yeah.
really mean. That's really what Instagram really mean. They should really change the name and say instant gratification.
Yeah.
Because that's all
Facts.
it is.
That's all it
Just
is.
think about it. Like, you know, a female get on there, she post up, you know, she half naked, whatever. Not to bash females. I'm just saying this is what's seen on there. Every time you stroll, every time you look, that's what you're going to see. And then, so now the little girl thinks, well, I can get on Instagram or I can get on TikTok, do me a little quick video, and I'm going to get 1 million views, and now I'm going to get paid. So from what they seeing goes back to what they're going to implement. And it's just like, man, like we gotta change it in some
But
type
it's
of
kind
way.
of hard to change because then when you try to dictate some type of advice to a people of a ignorant mindset, you may come off to them as a hater.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not gonna I find it difficult sometimes to explain stuff to people that are younger than me because I don't want to look at like you have nothing for me to hate on, but at the same time like. I still don't want. I feel like it's a waste of time. Like,
Yeah, but you gotta stop doing that. I'm gonna tell you why.
I do.
I'm gonna tell you why you gotta stop
But
doing it
I'm
because
like, why time waste
they
if I feel
really.
like you're not listening.
I learned by default. Like I was on my nephew. I was just on his heels, and like one time he was like, Unc, like I be listening, but it's just like sometimes like I just be wanting to be expressful, and vent, and then you know what I'm saying, you listen to me, so then you can receive me well, and you don't just think I'm out here on knucklehead time. You know what I mean? So then he made me sit there and think like, that shit makes sense though.
Am I being
You
too
know what I'm
hard?
saying? Like, am I being too hard?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we can't lead with with tough love.
Yeah.
It's not like in the early 90s or the early 80s or even the 70s. Like it's them 2000 babies different.
They different.
Definitely
You know what I'm
different.
saying?
We got
Different.
tough love.
Different. Super
Definitely
hard,
different.
super
Yeah.
gangster,
Yeah.
but really soft.
Really soft.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Really soft. You really just want attention.
Yeah. Fact.
And you don't know, like you don't really have a coping mechanism to show that.
at all.
So
And you don't know. And the worst part about it all is that the people that's around that age, from what I've seen, is that they don't know how to articulate. So instead of being taught how to articulate and how to explain yourself with words to people that make sense in a way that makes sense, you would rather be aggressive. You would rather be, like in a way where you ready to fight, where you ready to shoot a gun, where you rather that's where that comes from. That's where it stems from. It doesn't stem from like just trauma, because most of them have this they create this traumatized mentality
and
around
you
themselves that's
really was
not
good.
even real.
Like you really could have just went to school, did your
Yeah.
sports.
You chose the ladder.
You could have been a genius.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You could have been a scholar, any of that at school,
Yeah.
but you chose to like I say, go back to what you glorify. You chose to glorify rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You chose to glorify homie that you see as soon as you walk out the crib, hustling.
Because
you
it's so-
chose to
it's so
glorify
simple.
a girl who you see on Snap stripping at the strip club. Like you chose that. You made a decision to do that, but it's still up to us to, like the middle age 30s, and it's up to us 30s plus and up to, we gotta love them, man. We gotta love them on the youngest and just keep giving them game, and hopefully they, they take heed and take it to somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fighting the uphill battle because it's so.
Yeah, I know.
It's simple. Okay, so humans are just naturally built to pick the easiest thing, right?
Yeah, of
so
course.
like whatever's simplest, whatever's easiest to learn, whatever's there's not a lot of barriers for you to get there. Those are the things that you're gonna pick up first, right?
Right.
And instead of like going to school or learning something that's gonna take you time, gonna take you years, gonna take you a nice amount of work to put in to get to, instead of doing that, when it's easier to just be what you see in front of you. You know, like if your uncle he sell dope, you know what I'm saying, your cousins they sell dope, you know what I'm saying, your aunties they do this, they do that. It's easier for you to grasp onto that than to learn something that they teaching in a school setting. It's super
Right.
it's super way easier. And why be frustrated by trying to do something that's out of your wheelhouse when you can do something that's in your wheelhouse?
You gotta
I mean, that's the
really
best
want to
way.
better yourself as a person. to
Yeah.
That's the
even
time
take
you
the
grow,
steps.
though.
Yeah.
You grow when you in the most uncomfortable state. Like, I know for me, that's when I done grew. Like, and I feel like everybody, once they start learning that's when they grow, is when they uncomfortable, then, they'll start, they'll just start taking life more serious and not just wanting handouts. And that's the problem.
Yeah, mine
It's a lot
came
of
out of
handouts.
desperation.
Huh?
I say anything that I've done came
I
out of
didn't either,
it
unfortunately.
came out of desperation.
What?
So she didn't get no handouts. I said, I
No,
didn't need
no, I
that.
said it's a lot of handouts.
Oh, there's,
yeah.
I didn't get no handouts.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't get no handouts either, so I feel you, but everything that I've done came out of
But
desperation.
I still don't feel like nobody owes me anything. But
No,
Right.
definitely not.
nowadays, that's what a lot of young people think. Like,
The entitlement is
yeah,
crazy.
yes,
Yeah, the
yes, they feel
entitlement
like
is
they're
crazy.
entitled to.
But
so
older
many
people
things.
too, though. Not
Yeah,
even
older
young
people.
Yeah,
Older
yeah.
people too.
Older, yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
But that's why I say it's like a boomerang effect, and it just all just comes back in full circle when there's no change.
Right.
Some generation
Somebody
got to
change. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
somebody gotta change. Or we gonna keep on
Facts.
doing the same thing that we've been.
Is this the ordeal? Who?
I mean, like he was saying, like about the music, right? So LaDacia, how do you feel the music could change these young ladies and young men mindset?
A lot. Because I mean, I don't even really listen to music anymore because
I
since
listen to new music.
I don't listen. If I listen to some music, it's like some old school
Yeah.
music, like 90s
2000
music. I don't
like
listen to
early
nothing
2000
from
later,
yes. Oh my
listen to
goodness,
it
it's
all.
so brainwashing, and it's just
I listen to it all though because I feel like for you to understand what you walking into or what you walking
Yeah.
around amongst,
Yeah.
you have to be able to understand what they listening to.
I
what-
used to
what they
listen
getting
to
at.
it, but now since I've been on a journey and I've changed and I've listened to, I go back to what I used to listen to. I'd be like, I will never listen to
Yeah,
that again.
like,
Yeah,
what?
facts.
Like
Facts.
never
Yeah,
again.
facts.
But it's bad.
And the generation of women are different because of the music. Like, I mean, you
Yeah.
got, like I said, you got the ones that Sexy Red. If you got the ones that was listening to music in the
But that's
early
because that's
2000s.
what they really want to be, though. I'm realizing that.
Yeah.
What
that's
Sexy
they really
Red is
wanna be
saying, no, seriously, like a lot of
They really
younger
wanna be
females
that. They
really
want
wanna
to
be
be
that.
that.
For
So
real?
she's
Everybody
just,
listens to sex
so
music.
this is what it is. So she just came out, and the reason she's glorified, yes, of course she might be a plant, but the reason she's glorified is because she's saying what they really
what
want
they
to
really
say.
want to say.
They just never had. You know how you get liquid courage?
They just ain't never
Like
had
you
that.
would say some shit when you drunk that you
Yeah,
wouldn't
that
say
you wouldn't say when
you was sober.
sober. Yeah, they
And
they
that's
not
what
gonna
it
say
is.
Really?
They not gonna say
Sexy
that.
Red is they liquid courage.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah,
Spirit animal is what they call it.
yeah, definitely a spirit
Man,
animal.
shout out to
Definitely.
Sexy Red though.
Yeah, facts. Facts. Shout out to Sexy
Red.
Red, bro.
Sexy
Look good.
Red.
Baby.
I mean, from my personal standpoint, I'm not physically attracted to Sexy Red, right?
Of course not.
No, I'm not. I don't look.
I mean,
don't-
I'm saying of course not because I'm agreeing with. I'm not either.
yeah, I don't aesthetically like what she looks like, but you know,
The
stuff she say.
like the
Huh?
red
The
hair
stuff she
she
say.
had.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
a pretty woman outside of all that. And I was like, she's an attractive woman. It was her natural hair. She had no makeup on. She was just in some I'm like, she's cute. And then I see her, I'm like,
She looked like Slim Thug. I mean, she looked like
Slim
Young
Thug?
Thug. She looked like Young Thug.
oh yeah.
Yeah, she looked like Young Thug, man. Like that's just my take on it.
I mean,
You
she
know,
looks her though.
I mean, but you know,
That baby put some weight on her. though.
Look at
That's another.
Duke like
Sick
that.
man, sick
He
man,
said he like
sick
that.
man, sick man. Hey, that's the toxic shit, man.
we were just talking about you. We were
Yeah.
just
We can't,
talking about you.
Yeah.
we can't do that.
Yeah.
Like I say though, shout out to Sexy Red though. Like,
yeah, that's a fact.
you know, I would never want, you know what I'm saying, her to lose her
So she's
brand.
somebody
No, get her
outside
bread.
of.
But I would
if you
want her to
didn't-
change the narrative. She could change the narrative.
Yeah, she could.
She really could.
She
She has a
could.
bigger effect on
She really
Yeah,
could.
she could. If she
Think about it,
wanted to.
Cardi B, right? Cardi B, she when she came out, she was kind of, you know, on that. She wasn't in that lane.
She was
Yeah.
more
But
on
she
the
was-
gang banging.
Yeah, she was gang banging, and you
Yeah.
know everything was sexually explicit, right?
Yeah.
But now, after she had a kid, she seen the difference. It don't matter if somebody told her like, you probably need to switch this shit up.
Yeah.
You know, because the industry would probably rather her kept that. But see, as long as she keeps some type of sex appeal, she can still say what she want, and they don't get
Right.
that. As long as you got some type of sex appeal, you can still say whatever it is that you want.
Yeah, and you gotta look at it from this perspective. Like I was gonna say earlier, if the music that we was listening to in the early 2000s, right? You know, the mid 2000s or whatever. If you talk to everybody that's around our age range, we all like people with lyrical content.
Yeah,
Everybody that we listen to got to have some kind of lyrical content.
man,
It
that's the
can't-
old school. That's the
Yeah.
hip hop. That's the old
That's
school.
the
why I
hip
listen to
hop.
new
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
That's what
Yeah.
they say.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I spit up to a younger person, and they'd be like, "That's dope, man. You got like that, you know, like that that old school like Run DMC or
They be hey, bro, it even go deeper than that. They'll be like,
KRS-One.
They'll be like, you got
like,
that,
damn,
like
they
you
ain't
got
say
that
Jay-Z or
Wayne.
nothing. You know what I'm saying?
They'll be like, you got that Wayne sound or something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying? And like even people that sound like Wayne now, they outdated. Like it's not even.
They is.
Yeah, it's not. You can't.
But
the
but
way
but
that
you know
they-
what's funny that you said that you mentioned Wayne. When nobody fucking with Wayne when he was wobbly drop it
was.
like it's hot.
I've been a Wayne fan.
I'm
I-
talking
I
about
wasn't-
the new fans.
I wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
They
I
wasn't
wasn't.
they wasn't fucking with him because guess what? Guess what that was? That was mumble rap
Yeah.
before mumble rap.
Yeah, yeah. I to an extent, but like, I mean, when I started really, Wayne to me got the greatest mixtape that ever came
Who's
out.
that? Can't Feel My Face?
No ceilings.
Okay.
No ceilings.
The Can't Feel
yeah.
My Face was cool too.
Can't
though.
Feel My Face is cool.
with him and
but-
Jewels because I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie, Jewels turned him up.
Yeah, to the max. Yeah,
Turned
to the
him
max.
up.
To the max. It's you know, the Droughts, they
Gilly,
was cool, but
Gilly turned him up too.
yeah, yeah. But I just think that like No Ceilings, Lil Wayne was like the pinnacle of like, you know, how like the greatest, the best rapper alive could reach his top form.
So
You know what I'm saying?
when did the culture shift for the worse?
Chief Keef.
No. Hey, look. I'm gonna shake your head on that one
yeah,
because it's crazy that you say that, and I wasn't gonna say that, but it's crazy you say that because it just made me think like his man said he's gonna make a mixtape that's gonna up the body count in Chicago, and then it's gonna up the body count in the world, and it did.
Mm-hmm.
Like you really had like suburban white kids thinking they were shooters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You really had the little black kids that they parents was financially great, going to the inner city, trying to be in gangs. It's like everybody that was focused on sports, then all of a sudden they wanted to be hustlers and shooters.
Switched over. I'll tell you a story that happened during that time frame that's crazy that would show you the shift in it, right? So during that same time while Chief Keef was first popping,
What year
right?
was that?
That was like, I probably was out of high school for like a year, so it was like 2010,
2010.
maybe. Maybe even a little bit, maybe a little bit before
4
that.
years after I graduated high school 06.
Yeah, so Wayne signed Tiger, right?
Yeah.
And you could see the shift in the culture, in the way that the music was going and everything, because Tiger had like a little 2-year run that was like like he was popping,
Yeah.
and then he just disappeared.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you see a resurgence like 2 years ago with all the features and stuff that he come back and he's doing, and his whole style change. You know what I'm saying? Because
Cause he was really like he really was focused on like he wasn't even really R&B. He was more like a
he was a carbon copy of Lil Wayne.
yeah, but he was like Ty was more like pop though, bro.
Yeah,
Damn near.
Yeah, for real. But he had that lyrical content
Yeah.
like Lil Wayne. So it was like that's why Lil Wayne signed him. It's because he had that same type of feel that he did. But the culture shifted so fast with Chief Keef and drill music that it like
Is it 2010?
it made all of those rappers obsolete. So then if you wasn't doing drill music, the drill music was so crazy that dudes you probably never would have heard of, like Pappy and King Louis, all them dudes, you would have never heard of them guys if drill music wouldn't have
No, you wouldn't.
took fire like it took.
Yeah, but see, the difference is like they want to rap about what they really live now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they did back in the day, but it was in a way to where like they wasn't telling on themselves. Now it's like they telling on themselves. They literally have songs where they telling on themselves.
Snitch
I
music,
wouldn't
bro.
tell. I wouldn't tell. Look, the songs really be like I would tell on Ray Ray, but Ray he shot somebody last night and he live at his granny house on
Yeah.
such and such street.
Yeah, crazy. It's crazy.
Say wow, but no, like so what so what we gonna do to try to shift it? Try to shift the culture
I don't think
back.
there can be no shift. That's my opinion. It's gone.
Back, cause that's not our true essence. Like just everything being a mass destruction all the time, and you know disrespecting you know the black female and the black female disrespecting the black male. Like that's not our culture. And like
No,
on
that's-
TV,
But now it
on
is.
TV,
It's hard
that's
to-
it. That's how it is.
It's hard. It's like I said. Nothing's gonna change if social media is still around. Social media is not going nowhere.
I mean,
So,
but I don't
so
think
y'all,
it's all
y'all agree to
negative, though.
blame social media. You agree to blame social
media is
media?
a lot to blame for a lot of things.
I just feel like,
Like I said, nothing was public. Like it,
you have to
is
know
now.
yourself. So know yourself, and like how she was saying, separate yourself from certain stuff. Like, yeah, she said she followed her stuff, but she's an adult, so she know what type of decision to make. You know, so it starts with yourself. Like, we don't even have to. Me personally, I'm like, what we can't all change together as a
Right.
whole
Right.
because. You still gonna have those people who think a certain way and do a
Facts.
certain thing.
Facts.
So it's just on you to change yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
You know what I mean? And just block everything out.
yeah. I mean,
So what you saying? Like you just basically got to do kind of like a factory reset on yourself.
Yeah,
Yes.
peace. When you at peace with yourself,
Yeah.
nothing's like really triggering to you.
Yeah.
Because I'm too much at peace.
Right.
And it's like if it's in you, it's in you. If it's not, it's not. So you got them people who got a mindset of I'm not gonna let nobody disturb my peace and my aura. And then you got them people
Right.
who are causing the disturbance.
So what's
Right.
the
So it's
solution,
always
though?
gonna have to be. that's my opinion. I don't think there is a solution.
Right.
To it.
There's no the solution is yourself. Like
Yeah.
you have
Focus
to
on
choose
self and
the-
feed your
right.
knowledge to who you want to feed it to.
Right.
If they
You
grasp hold
can't
to it, they, if
change
they
the
do,
world
they
We
until
can't
you
do it
change
as-
yourself.
But you saying
But
doing
I-
it together.
But I also
yeah.
think that it's all perspective too, because I don't think that it's just so much negative out there that it's not any positive
It's
at
a
all.
lot of negative. It's more negative than positive. Look
It
at TV.
It is.
It might
Look
be.
at TV and
It might be.
social
It might be.
But
But even from the perspective of like we was just talking about with the music, our biggest stars are advocates for mental health. You know what I'm saying? With like J. Cole, Kendrick, those dudes, like they really talk about mental health. They really talk about, you know, what's going on in society and how that you can change it in some ways.
Right.
So I think that it just depends on what perspective you're looking at it from, on if it's all negative or it's, you know what I'm
I just
saying,
feel like
mostly negative.
as a person, just do your due diligence, what you think should be done, and love and protect your aura and your peace. 'Cause
So
you
none of
know,
y'all
hey,
think it's a solution.
That is the
That is the
solution. That's the
I'm saying,
solution.
what could we do as a whole
Nothing.
Like to come together.
to shift
To shift the culture.
Nothing.
Comes with self first. You have to focus on self
Yes.
So
Why is it so? What we have to do as a whole?
first. We can't come.
Shit,
You
if
can't
we
do
don't
nothing
do it
as a
whole,
whole.
it's not gonna get accomplished, right?
Yeah,
have
it can
reunions
within
as a culture without there
yourself.
being drama
Right.
or some type of issue. It's families who don't even talk to the other side of the family. So it's impossible to get together as a whole community to make a change.
But really,
even though there are people who want to, who's going to try to.
It's got to be more than one
It's
person.
not.
Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's.
it don't necessarily
We
have to
living in
be
the world. I'm talking about
because
the
one
world in general.
it don't necessarily have to be because
you say?
one person can change like the fortune of somebody's family. You know what I'm saying? One person can bring two sides of a family together that hasn't ever talked before. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's definitely possible.
I'm gonna say this because it's like that with my family. It's like my family, they all live in the same inner city, and like they never just create family functions to where they can be around each other, like they can coexist and get to learn what's different things that might be going on. But every time I'm around, everybody come around.
Yeah,
know what I'm
because you
saying?
that glue.
And everybody just like, you know, it's just like it's happy.
And they
You
cool
know what
with
I mean?
they cool with each other while you there because
I'm
you're
there.
that glue.
Right.
And like I said, it's possible for one person to connect both sides of a family. It's
Yeah.
possible for one person to be enough of a change within their family to move forward in a way where everybody is connected. It's possible.
And then you asking us what's your solution then? If you feel that there is one, what is
Right.
your solution?
I always say, I just say teamwork make the dream work. For real, for real. Because I can only do so much alone. You know what I'm saying? It's only going to be so many times where I'm around that the family going to interact with each other. It might be a time where shit, I can't be around. Then what? You know what I'm saying? It's just going to die down. Like nobody going, no one or two people going, I mean two
That's why I said
two
you do
or more
your
people.
due diligence as a person. You feed your knowledge into who you're going to feed it into. Embrace your level, who you're going to embrace it with. If they take hold on it, they take hold. If they don't, they don't. Because you're going to kill yourself trying to please everybody else.
So you
if
saying
succeed.
self-preservation? So we agreeing that
But-
self-preservation is the
start
key
with self.
Hey, I think
to shift the culture.
I think the disconnect.
Because a lot of people are fighting demons every day.
no,
I'm feeling
all
you.
type of shit.
I'm
So
feeling
yes,
what he's saying. I'm feeling what you're saying. And I think the reason why the disconnect is there is because of, you know what I'm saying, the female outlook on things. You know what I'm saying? Like the female outlook on things is a lot more person, self-preservation, a lot more of like focusing on self.
Like
that's a
female?
woman's.
What type of female though? Because
I mean,
it's
like-
a real woman.
it is.
I can't take away from the real women.
It
Like,
is.
It's a real women.
It
out there
is. But I think that just by nature, I think that that men, we like programmed to look at everything more from a holistic standpoint. Like even when it comes down to like our homies, or it comes down to like our cousins, our family and stuff like that. As men, we just naturally bred to be more, you know, like as a whole. We look at it as a whole, where females are you know, bred more to be individuals.
What y'all think?
I told you what I know. I'm not finna say it again.
And that's and that's
what
what
he's talking about.
And that's why they have like sort of the same outlook on things. While you saying like teamwork makes the dream work, and I feel you on that. Like that's how I look at it.
Teamwork makes the dream work, but y'all have to be on the same page in order for it to work. You know what I mean?
What? Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Y'all gotta
I get what you're
be
saying.
on the same page.
Y'all
Like
as in who?
you teamwork, the team.
But
Everybody.
I don't.
Community,
Yeah, whoever
But
the team
I don't necessarily. I understand what you're saying, but I don't necessarily feel like that. I feel like as men, we bred to be people that can work on a team with other guys with other outlooks on things, but still get along. Like we can still work toward a goal together and not have a problem. Like I can know that he
You
don't
gotta-
really
you
care
gotta
too much
disagree
about
to
what we
agree.
doing.
You gotta
Yeah,
disagree to
yeah,
agree.
and I feel like men, we do that a lot. Like that's you know what I'm saying. We don't like everybody that we around all the time. I mean, you know, I mean it could be the same thing for women too. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna like everybody that you're around
Right.
all the time. But as a man, I know that most things like we don't have to necessarily even be cool with the dude that's sitting across the table from us if we all got the same goal at the end of the day.
Right.
Which I feel like, you know, when I see women in those groups, you know what I'm saying, they end up being like, no, I'm not gonna go over there because I don't like her.
No.
You know what I'm
Not
saying?
if I gotta go.
Yeah,
I ain't
you
gonna
know what
let
I'm
that
saying?
interfere.
Yeah,
if I gotta
and
go.
some
stopping
people
nothing,
Yeah.
can be like that. Yeah, some people can be like that.
Right.
It's just, you know, from more of a standpoint of, you know, not just certain people. Like that's an anomaly type thing. I feel like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you have women that can do that, but it's an anomaly. It's not all women, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, or most women. I feel
Right.
like most women, from a perspective, are like, I don't want to be there because I don't like her.
Yeah, and then
You know what I'm saying?
men can be like, I don't care.
Yeah, me and be like, I don't dude ain't
Right.
doing nothing to me. I don't care about nothing about him being there. I'm gonna be over here doing me. I came here for this,
Right.
and you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I feel like that's more of a male's perspective on things. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. I mean, nobody's logic is perfect, but you
Right.
know. That's
So what's the
just how I look at it.
female perspective on things?
I'm not answering no more questions.
I feel like how he feel though, but
So
that's
you-
just me personally.
You agreeing with what bro said?
I said I feel like the way he feel as a female. Like I can be in the same place or the same atmosphere with someone
And not
work,
like
and not
everybody, but
like,
still
yeah.
get
If
the
I have
job
a
done.
goal, but my thing is, if I'm just going out for entertainment and I don't like this person or something, I'm gonna miss out because I don't have to indulge in that. You know, it's
Yeah.
entertainment. But if I have a goal and it's something I really want, I don't care who's there. If it's something I want, I'm gonna go. You know. But that's just me. Can't
Yeah.
say that for everyone else.
I'm good at it. Dude,
Man, look, y'all got it, man.
you got it.
Listen.
You can finish this drink.
Hey, yo,
He been finished.
Yeah, I've been waiting.
But I told you my solution.
Yeah, go ahead.
what? You standing on
I'm
it?
standing on what I said.
I get it.
I
It's
respect
cool.
it.
It's cool. Yeah, it's all love. It's all love.
Yeah, all
man.
love. I
It's all
respect it.
love, man. Solution over excuses. Episode 5. We signing off.